first kits will hit the shelves on August 1st. Now, coming up next, he has been called the Randy Orton of WABG Sports with Mike Sands, just one commercial break away.
Welcome to the Sports Desk. I'm Mike Sands. Top-ranked Delta State hosted Ouachita Baptist last night. A win would give the Lady Statesmen a 20-0 start to the season. A sign in Sillars Coliseum said, "Good luck, Lady Statesmen." However, they would not need it. They were up 30 late in the second half when former Washington School Lady General Sarah Hester hits Kirsten McBride underneath. McBride scores to put the Lady Statesmen up 32. They'd go on to cruise to 20-0 on the season as they win it 62-36. So the Statesmen were in the familiar position of trying to complete the sweep, and they'd open the scoring with a bang. Ernesto Green will drive right and miss a layup, but Big Ray Selvage is there with a big putback jam. Statesmen on the board first. Later, it's the Aussie Oliver Mansour. He comes from a land down under. There he is, hitting from downtown Delta State, up 5. They're up 3 now when Green hits the jumper from the side, and he's fouled on the play. He'd hit the freebie to complete the three-point play. Still in the first half, it's Eric Spencer missing a 3-ball. It's no good, but Selvage is there on the boards. 55 is alive. The Statesmen go up 4, but they'd find themselves down 1 before Chad Aikens inbounds to a wide-open Brad Skipper, who cashes in the easy 2. They'd lead by 7 at the half, but would lose a crucial Gulf South Conference West Division game last night, 80-78.
Their staff took to the runway. As you see there, Janice Harris.
We're about to see Emmett and Mike. And watch, Emmett really comes out and struts his stuff. Take a look here.
And all the glitz and glamour, and the crowd was loving it as well as us, because it was, as always, it's a lot of fun.
Emmett's really got some style there.
We'll see.
Arts from the #1 news station in the Delta.
Welcome back. Wait a second. We have breaking news into ABC 6. Former Ole Miss quarterback Eli Manning is now the quarterback of the New York Giants, who apparently have a pretty big game Sunday night on Delta Fox. With more on this breaking development, here's Scott Vallon.
Entering the playoffs as the 5th seed in the NFC, not much was expected of the New York Giants. However, thanks to some timely defense and near flawless play by quarterback Eli Manning, the Giants have found their way into Super Bowl 42. In their 3 playoff wins, Eli has tossed 4 touchdowns and 0 interceptions.
You know, it's just a combination of the team playing better on both sides, where you're not put in a bind where you got to feel like you got to force something to happen.
While Eli's great play as of late may have silenced some of the people that have been critical of him, the Giants have believed the success was possible all along.
He's, Archie's son, Peyton's brother, the first pick of the draft, coming to New York the way he does, it's, for him, I think he's dealt with the pressure better than I think anybody could at his age early in his career.
But as much as anything, the group around him now has elevated their play and enabled him to play at the level that we've always felt he could do.
One fellow who never needed convincing of Eli's talents is, of course, his father, Archie.
I'm proud of Eli the way he's handled everything. He's been under a lot of scrutiny, and he hadn't fired back at any of that, and he hadn't complained, and Eli loves being a quarterback of the Giants.
Eli should silence all the critics if he could pull off a win Sunday night.
The Super Bowl segment was brought to you by Cellular South, Integrity Systems, and The Outdoorsman.
That was Scott Vallon reporting from Glendale, Arizona. We move on to college hoops, where last night the top-ranked Lady Statesmen improved to 18-0 on the season with a dramatic 65-63 win over Arkansas Tech. Here's Delta State head coach Sandra Rushing after last night's thrilling victory.
I tell you how proud I am of these players, especially this week. I've been sick, and my staff's been doing a great job preparing them for Arkansas Tech, and it's great to have a staff that can do that, and the players really worked hard, and I'm really, really happy to have this win, because Arkansas Tech, they're a very, very good ball team, very good ball team. I want to thank the fans for coming out. I mean, it's fun to play in this atmosphere, and plus, especially when I don't agree with maybe 1 or 2 calls, the fans are helping me out a little bit, and that's fun, and the players like that. They do.
After the Lady Statesmen victory, the Delta State men were able to sweep Arkansas Tech straight out of Sillars Coliseum winning the second half of the doubleheader 88-84. Tomorrow, Delta State plays a doubleheader at Henderson State. Here is head statesman Jason Connor's take on traveling to the hostile environment that is Arkadelphia.
I think they're winless in the league right now, so they're in last place. But always going to Henderson State's always a tough place to play. Maybe not quite as tough as OBU and Southern Ark, but and of course Harding. But you know, we've never liked going up in there, just like they've never liked coming here. So.
Delta State will not be the only Delta school in action tomorrow. Mississippi Valley hosts in-state rival Jackson State for a doubleheader tomorrow at the Harrison Complex. Both the Tigers and Delta Devils enter the nightcap tied for 4th in the SWAC with 4-3 records. We'll be right back.
Sports from the #1 news station in the Delta.
Welcome back to the Sports Desk. I'm Mike Sands. The Devilettes had a big game in terms of the SWAC standings tonight as they hosted Alabama A&M, a team they trailed by 1 game in the conference standings. The Valley cheerleaders sporting pink in support of breast cancer awareness, I guess doing 3-legged races at timeouts is in support of the crowd. Over 8 minutes to go is where we pick it up in the second half. Devilettes down 11 before Amanda Hammond drives and uses the glass nicely to cut the lead to single digits. They're back down 10 before LaToya Mackey dumps it down low to Portia Wilson, who hits the turnaround jumper. The senior brings the Devilettes back within 8. Same score, similar play. Mackey gets it into Wilson, who scores in the paint. A&M's lead is only 6 with 7 minutes to go. Later out on the break, it's Mackey with another assist, this time to Jessica Williams. The perfectly executed 2-1 break leaves Valley down 6 with just over 4 minutes to go, but they would be unable to overcome that deficit as Alabama A&M gets a big win on the road tonight, winning it 58-46. To the men's game, Valley head coach James Green looking pretty in pink. He'll be mad I said that when I see him tomorrow. First Valley possession. Hey, what do you say we feed the big guy? It's Larry Cox with the baby hook, putting Valley up 2. Ensuing possession down the other end, he'd protect that lead. If you're not in this class, leave this class. Fogel, high, the big rejection for Cox. Tie game later in the first off the Carl Lucas. Missed 3-pointer. Cox will grab the rebound. Reverts back to that baby hook. Hook sure seems to have that range down. They go up 2. Tied up again when Valley goes back to Larry Cox for another baby hook. The tally at this point, Cox 6, Alabama A&M 4. Valley up 3 later when it's Chula's. Michael Clark from the corner. Yes, Clark connects from downtown. The Devils go up 6, but the Bulldogs would come into Valley tonight and win it by as tight a margin as you can, winning it 53-52. To Oxford, where Ole Miss, losers of 4 of their last 5, found a solution to the recent funk they've been in. Schedule the blue hose of Presbyterian College. It may have been ugly, but a win is a win is a win as the Rebels won tonight 66-55. Dwayne Curtis led the way with his 12th double-double of the season as the senior scored 24 points on 11 of 14 shooting and grabbed 11 rebounds. His front court mate Kenny Williams followed Curtis with 15 points. Davi Huertas came off the bench to score 13, and just 1 game after scoring a career-high 26 at Arkansas, freshman point guard Chris Warren was held scoreless but did dish out 5 assists. Ole Miss now stands at 17-5. They return to SEC play Wednesday night when they play at Alabama in a game that is sure to have ABC6 chief meteorologist Christopher Mathis full attention. Some scores to report quickly. Junior college ball, Mississippi Delta split with Coahoma County tonight. The men win it to go to 6-3 in North Division play. That's good for 2nd place in the North Division.
So if Chris isn't here that night, we'll know where he is.
We'll know exactly where Chris is if he is not here. Also, high school district playoffs. The girls of Cleveland 55 over Clarksdale 27.
All right, thank you, Mike. We'll be right back.